rush to my bed with hopes that maybe I'll get a chance to see you when I close my eyes. I'm going out of my head, lost in the very...
You know what I mean? So I have some new techniques that I've been implementing with my look. We're going to get into them today. So I already have done my skincare and everything. I'm going to first add some SPF. And I'm sorry if you hear my gardeners out there. They're doing their, usually, I think it's like every 2 weeks they cut our grass and things of that nature. So I'm going to just pull my sleeves up and everything. I am going to add a little bit of a milky toner just to freshen up that skincare that I did do. And have that amazing hydration from that toner. I like to add it under my eyes as well because it does stop my concealer or color corrector from going in my fine lines and things of that nature. And we have another trick that I want to do, show you guys. So today we're going to be using this lovely cream that I've been wanting to get into. It's called Indie Lee. I don't know. I just got this out of a Sephora sample. And let's use it. It's a brightening cream, strawberry leaf, and squalene. So that's amazing, right? Strawberry leaf and squalene. So let's do that before we put on our sunscreen. I'm just going to take about a dime size amount. So I guess we'll have some for later. Dime size amount, and I'm just going to press that. Oh wow, that's really soft. It smells so good and refreshing. You can smell the strawberries and the oil of the squalene. So you bring that all the way down the neck. Get it on the ears as well. That looks good. I can see that my skin is very hydrated from that. Amazing. Amazing. I like the way it feels. It's like it quenched my skin really quickly. Next step is my Daytime Defender, my SPF. So I like to do, when I'm doing makeup, I'm going to do 2 pumps of this. Before we put anything else on, I like to do this just to have that perfection and protection throughout the day that I've been working so hard on with my skincare, and the results I've been getting is amazing. So I really like that. I really like that. Before we do anything else, I'm going to let this dry down really quickly, and I'm going to grab me a pad. I have to reach back here and grab me a pad to wipe some of that residue out of my eyebrows. Right? And then I like to take a setting spray, preferably this one, shake it up, and I just like to spray it in my hand and apply this under the eyes so I don't have to worry about any creasing throughout the day as I put makeup there. And I just focus that there. I also put it on my lids as well. And this has been working to stop my creasing and for everything. And then I'll just shake it up and take a spray to the face. And while that's drying down and everything, it's gonna stop any makeup from moving. So I'll just pat that into the skin. Pat that into the skin. And it's a wonderful. Now today I'm going to go for like a very, very comfortable look. Very, very simple look. So I'm going to grab my color corrector first so we can get into that. And I still have this little breakout here, guys. So we've been color correcting this little fella every time I go to the gym. Put it on my larger pores as well, because it helps to hide those. Where else do I need this? I like to take this and put it on the inner corners of my eye and on the lower part of my under eye. I don't like to apply it directly under the eye, but here is good enough for me. And then I do come here where I have scars at, and I do hide those. And that is all the blemishes I usually take care of, right? So I'm going to reach behind me and I'm going to grab a nice little smudge brush, making sure there's nothing on it, and this is really clean, there's nothing on it. I'm going to start to smudge this out in a stippling motion. And with this, you want to just not sweat it. I like to just stay where the discoloration is. So that's like you blend it out the middle part instead of the edges. So I'm usually careful up here so I don't get in my brows. On this, I do drag it down and up to the lid a little bit to brighten this whole little section. Then I'm going to further stipple here just to lighten this up. Because like I said, if you don't lighten up the top part and you have like a darker colored eye, you will see it. Even if you just color correct the bottom, you'll still be able to see it, and it'll make it look worse. It is gonna make it look like you didn't try. So just do that part and be very patient. So I'm gonna stipple here. You see how that vanished like that? So as we did that one, we're going to do this one, and I'm gonna build this up and back down to where it starts, and you want to get right there into the hollows, and it'll make that look amazing, right? Right. So just keep stippling on top of that until she's pressed into the skin as much as you like. I also like to add it here in the corners of my nose. I'll drag it down to the corners just to brighten up those smile lines and things. And if you have to go back in and add a little bit more to those areas where you want to brighten up, it's fine to do that. So you're just going to now shear out the edges so you don't have any harsh lines there. Okay, now I'm just going to take this one and I'm going to stipple here for a minute. Stipple this one in a circular motion. And if you have larger pores, if you do it like this, it'll fill the pore in a circular motion. Not so much buffing, but just stippling in a circular motion. I like to take the excess and put it along my smile lines and above my top lip, so it's nothing heavy. You know what I mean? it doesn't look heavy. Like I said, just blending in a circular motion, starting in the inside and then lightly buffing the outside like that. And it will connect to the other color correctors spots that you did and create a seamless look. And you would not see this from under your makeup. It won't show at all. So I like to bring this down here. Yeah, that looks amazing. And then I have a little bit of blemishes up here that I'm still working on fading. So we're going to cover those as well. Right? And then you just blend out the corners, like I said previously in the previous minute. So that's amazing. I do want to add just a little bit more of a color corrector here. And you want to stay with a peach or a red if you are my skin tone, or orange. Peach, red, or orange would be the best to cover any type of blemishes and to just make it look more seamless without having so much discoloration and gray hue coming from under the foundation around your mouth or the concealer around your mouth. You don't even have to wear foundations nowadays. I love a foundation, so I still do dibble and dabble in foundations. So I'm a foundation girly, but I also love my concealers on a day I don't want too much coverage, or I feel like my skin is doing well and I don't have to do as much coverage. But today it's a gym day. I'm just doing legs today and a little bit of arm workout, so I'm not going to be that sweaty today. And if I do sweat, my makeup always lasts through my sessions, if you want to know. All right, so now that we have everything stippled out and no harsh edges, you don't want those harsh edges, put that under there because I'm going to add definition with my bronzer. That looks amazing, right? That looks amazing, right? The next thing I'm going to do is add my Neutrogena Skin Clear Mineral Powder on top of this color corrector, just so it won't move. And this one I love because it has salicylic acid in it, and it helps you from not over sweating. And I'm going to buff those color correctors out like that. And it's like easy to just use on my skin type because it stops me from being so shiny in certain places as well. So I won't have to powder anymore. After this, I won't add any more powder unless I'm shiny, but yeah, that's how I do it. That's my favorite setting powder of 2024 and 5 has been this one. I haven't figured out a new one yet, so it's okay. Next thing I'm going to go in with is my foundation, just to give me a little bit more coverage because I don't want to go in with my concealer yet. This time I'm going to take this Nicka K's cream to powder formula. It really holds while I'm in the gym, especially under the eyes and everything, so I really like this one. I'm going to quickly blend this around my facial area where I need more coverage and where I want more of a hold and not so much movement. And this is going to easily blend with that color corrector. And this is just the foundation to a seamless look. If you are a oily girl, you probably would try a mattifying foundation. That might hold you. If you're a dry girl, stick to your hydrating and satin formulations. satin because it's soft matte and it still has a hydrating complex to it, right? So that looks great. Came out really good and clear. Really went well with my texture. Now I'm gonna add some color because I know this one is just a little bit light for my complexion. I'm gonna add a little bit of depth and color just to liven us up. So let's go in with my Nicka K full coverage concealer today. I'm gonna use this one. So how I use this one, I usually just go to the back of my hand with the little brush thing because I don't like to apply it on my face. Sometimes it comes out a little bit too heavy. So I like to just take it and apply it on the back of my hand until I think it's enough. Yeah. So this is amazing. This one is like very long lasting, full coverage. It's amazing. I like to travel with this concealer. Like when I go on vacation, I always take this concealer with me. It never fails me, and it's my perfect shade. The shade of this, I even like the name of it. It's called Lion. So, like, you can see it right there. It's called Lion. That's amazing. I'm like, Lion? See it? Lion. So, I guess I'm Lion. This full coverage. So, you want to really get into blending this out while you're laying it down. No swiping this one though, just a amazing stippling motion. And I use this just like that. And it will take my skin tone to the next level. Right. Now you can swipe under your neck if you wish, but everywhere else I suggest stippling and buffing near the hairline. So just thinning it out near the hairline. Right. You can see how everything is coming together so flawlessly. It's because of the way we laid our skin prep down, truthfully. I'm just gonna buff under my eye to get that excess away. You want to stipple in those hollows so you won't have any extra you don't want any extra product there. So I'm just going to take my powder puff and make sure everything is laid down. That's what I like to do. Some people like beauty blenders. I prefer powder puff. Get up here so you can actually make it look like it's your natural color. And get those smile lines as well. This is the most important part where you can get all of this intact. And you see how nothing settled into those creases. Amazing. So now, after we've done that, I'm gonna just do a little bit of eyeshadow and my eyebrows, and we'll be out the door. Now, just to shape Butterfingers, just to shape my brows. So let's just dip into that. And the way I like to do this is come up first with that color and just go through the hair so you can see how it's just making it darker. And this will not budge throughout the day. Throughout my gym session, it will stay. And then I just go close to the front, but not all the way, creating like an ombre effect. And it creates a softer brow. But I also like to take a lighter brown. Let me just dust this off. I like to take a little bit of this light brown and do a light bit of that brown at the bottom. Just so I can have the same highlights that are in my hair moving through my brows. And that is like really pretty to me. So that one's done. I really like that one. Let's do the next one. So yeah, this is like a fail-proof way to do brows for me. It's the best way for me to do it because sometimes I get a little bit sloppy when I'm rushing. And this way, you can't mess this up. So like I said, don't go all the way to the front, but go close enough so where you can do an ombre. Right? Like that. Amazing. Amazing. So I'm going to dip into that light brown like we did the first time. I'm just going to slide that through so we can have the same highlights that we do in our hair through our eyes. Amazing. So now that we've done that, I need to take my spoolie and just brush through. Just to make everything a little cohesive, a little bit more cohesive. And really have those brown-like strokes. Then I like to take a Q-tip. Let's clean her up. Just to clean her up in case we went out of balance. So we didn't go out of balance this time, but there has been plenty of times where I wished I cleaned up my brows just like I just did. It takes 5 minutes. So that is done. Next thing I'm going to do is take a little bit of this beige white color mixed with this white color, and I'm going to highlight my brow bone. Right, just like that. Then I grab that a fluffy brush, and we're gonna blend that out just to make it look a little bit more better. I like to blend it down. Just so we can diffuse those edges so it won't look so harsh, right? This is how I do my brow bone. And it makes the highlight look like it's coming from out of the skin. You know what I mean? Then I like to take a big fluffy brush like this, and I'll take this highlight color as well. And I like to put it here to soften up the outer eye. I like to put it here. And I'll do the same thing on this side. I like to put it there just to soften that eye. You see how that just did soften that eye really, really nicely. And I like to take the residue, put it in the inside of my right here, and it softens this all up. So yeah, I use that for my highlight, right? Then I'm going to take a fine smudge brush. I forgot what you call this. And I'm going to take just a little bit of this brown, right? Like, you want to get it right on there. And then I like to just underline here for a bit of color and drama. As you can see, it's creating that drama I love. So now I'm going to go back into the gold, this gold color right here. And I'm going to put that along the eye fat as well, right on top of that brown, just to lighten up the eye. Not too much, just enough. So I like to put that there. And as you can see, that lightens the eye right up. It gives for more of a youthful eye. I've noticed that. And then I also like to take a bit of this and dust it in my deeper folds of my eye because that makes it pop. I also like to put it in my smile lines to brighten that up. You can just, I like to just buff it out. And you make that soft as possible. You're buffing it out. Just be careful to buff it nice and slowly so you're not moving any of the products. But the way I do it, it doesn't move any other products. So it just softens all of those lines we have on our face, and it just brightens up some areas of the face, right? That looks amazing. So we're done with that part. Last but not least is a bit of bronzer. So we're gonna do some bronzer, and you know what bronzer I love? This is my favorite bronzer to use from Black Radiance. So I'm gonna come right in. I like to do this with my brush, so I'm gonna come and stipple right on top of the bronzer, and I like to just stipple this out into the skin where I want to bring a little glow. I'm gonna move my head and up so I can get this a little bit higher because I don't really have a big forehead, so I gotta make sure I'm bronzing not on top of my eyebrows, but like right there on the hairline. So I'm going to also go here as well. Just to bring me some depth. Gorge. So I'm going to do that on the other side too. Just to get some depth. And I like to use that right there above where I would do my contour. I would do my contour about right there. So yeah, right here. And that's amazing. Alright, so I get on the big side now, and I'll just start to really shear it out and buff it out so we won't have any harsh separations from the products. I like to go down there. Now I'll take a slanted brush like this, dip this into here. Right under that highlight, I'll put bronzer. And infuse it with the rest of the look. You want to connect it to the bronzer we just laid on the cheeks. And you see our highlight didn't go anywhere. It made the bronzer look a lot more. It out. It made the bronzer a lot more glowy. Actually, that's why I like to do that one. Pow. Okay, so that looks amazing. We just look like we just got out of a spa. So make sure you share out that highlight we did in the depths of. You see how soft it made my face look? Like, so good. I'm gonna just do a little bronzing here. Tap it. Tap it here. And then I like to buff that out with a circular motion down towards the neck. And then I like to lastly bronze under the lip. And above for a palier lip look. Okay, so that's that. I think that looks really good. Let me cap this, you guys, before I make a mess. Wipe off this off the back of my hand, because you know I'm wearing a white robe today, my favorite robe to do makeup in, and it's crazy because it keeps me so snug and so lovable. So now that that is done, I'm going to just add one more spritz of my long-lasting setting spray. Okay, this is the one I like to wear in the gym and everything. So I like to go 12 inches and just let it rain down on the face, you know what I mean? It makes the eyebrows, eyebrows stay in place. It makes everything stay in place. There will not be any type of movement, right? And just to keep it simple today, I'm going to do a plumping lip oil, but I'm going to show you how I do it. I usually take a highlighting stick do the Cupid's bow first, and this is just like one from LA Colors that I like. I also have this one that I love, so I'm going to do this one on my nose. I usually do this one there, so I'm going to do that on my nose. I'm just going to tap that there while my setting spray is drying down. Tap that there, and I'm going to do my piggy bank pumping gloss. And that's going to be the lip of the day for today. I guess, yeah, that's going to be the one of the day. I do want to add just a couple of beauty marks. That setting spray keeps me glowy. It looks amazing. So I'm just going to add one here. And then I like to, was that enough? It's time to get a new one. I think I'm drying out. And I like to add one. We just like to do them different spaces, different times, different spaces, different ways, different, however you word these things. And then we're going to do my everyday watermark. Just do a pop of that water right there. But you know, I have to grab my fan because I don't want her to move. So I'm gonna dry her. Hold my head back. This doesn't take long at all. Get yourself a fan, darling. Okay. Now, I really like this Indie Lee cream, brightening cream. Oh, this is a brand at Sephora. I guess it's a new brand. This is amazing, Indie Lee. You did your thing with this cream because do you not see how the skin is just sitting? The face is just glowing. Like, my texture is so smooth. I can feel my texture even being smooth from this. Wow. This is good. That's amazing. That is amazing. And thank you to my Milky Toner. Milky Toner is and makeup prep go together. Sort of like a good setting spray. You know what I mean? Like this is like the ultimate base for your makeup. If you don't want dry eyes, this and the setting spray will get you there. So that is what I use for today. We did incorporate sunscreen, so you know what sunscreen that I like to use now. This one, the Time Wise from Mary Kay, because the times of today, we really have to be wise with our skin. So everything's looking good. I'm going to go get dressed for the gym. I hope you all have a good day. And this was just another day, just another look. Bye bye.